Hello, welcome everybody to a review of Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol, Tom Cruise, in theaters and IMAX this December. 6 years ago, I think. I don't know. So, this was a movie I watched to kind of take a break from the Best Picture spree that I've been trying to go on, the Oscar spree. And I took a little bit of a longer break than I anticipated. I watched two other movies that are one from 1982 and one from 2014. So not following my Oscar path as well as I could be. But this is one I watched because I've been meaning to get to the. I've seen the first three Mission Impossibles. Second one on TV when I was a kid, so I barely remember it, but it's probably for the best because it's probably the worst one, right? Saw the first one growing up as a kid, so I'm familiar with that. Brian De Palma movie, typical fare. Second one, third one, J.J. Abrams movie. I was like, okay, that's fine. Saw that when I was like, gosh, what was it, 2009, 2008? I was probably like 16 or 17 at the time. And it was a fine action movie. It was getting a little more modern, getting a little more Bourne movie esque. And then I kind of fell off the train. I didn't see Ghost Protocol. I did not see Rogue Nation. But when I saw that they announced Fallout, Mission Impossible Fallout, I'm like, this is the sixth Mission Impossible movie. And the last two have gotten pretty good critical feedback. I feel like I should get back on the train and catch up because I'm interested if these are still being made and still being well received. So I watched Ghost Protocol finally. It's been sitting on my hard drive forever, been meaning to get to it, and finally got to it. It was all right. it. I don't know if I'd say that I liked it. I would say it's not my speed, but it was a fine action movie. It was a perfectly fine action movie. Mission Impossible is basically turning into James Bond, but multiple Bonds, multiple people. Because like the first Mission Impossible was much lower key than what this is. Like they're turning. These are basically. How would I describe this? The original Mission Impossible was like a Sean Connery level of schlock action espionage, just very, very sophisticated, right? This is turning into Roger Moore stuff. This is like very Roger Moore stuff. I would say Daniel Craig, but Roger Moore goes a little above Daniel Craig in terms of crazy Bond stuff. This is just crazy. And Tom Cruise doing his own stunts, man, what a guy. But they're really capitalizing on that. And I think it gets a little too close to Bond material and realm. So it feels a little derivative in that way. But I'm talking about this kind of outside the movie itself because the movie itself, it's obviously meant to be an entertaining popcorn movie. Not meant to be taken super seriously. You can tell that just by watching it. So I'm not criticizing it in that way. I'm criticizing it just kind of on an outside franchise level in terms of like it's getting close enough to Bond where it's almost not being original enough for me to differentiate the two, if that makes any sense. But I mean, it's a very minor thing. It hardly matters to me. But this was fun. It was pretty simple, a little ridiculous and unbelievable, like I said, for a Mission Impossible movie. But I was able to suspend that and be along for the ride. Not a fan of the witty banter, though. This was 2011, right? I'm wondering, Guardians of the Galaxy was like 2013, 14, and this was 2011, right? 2011, yeah. So this was 3 years before Guardians of the Galaxy, but this is kind of when the rise of witty banter began, where it's like, You're in a very dangerous physical situation and you crack jokes. Um, you get that a lot more from uh, Jeremy Renner. Is that his name? Jeremy Renner? Am I confusing his character name with? I can't read it on the poster. Jeremy Renner. Okay, that's him. Sorry. Brain fart for a second. Jeremy Renner does more of the witty banter between him and Simon Pegg. And I was like, I don't know. I didn't like it in Guardians. I don't like it in Last Jedi. I don't like it in anything, really. Um, I mean, I like it in like maybe 80s buddy cop movies. Like it worked in the 80s. I'll say that. It doesn't work now. I can't quite put my finger on it, but I can't dig it. I don't mind it, but I can't dig it. That's what I'm saying. I could dig it in 80s movies, but not now. Yeah, it's a fine movie. Very simple, very easy to follow, which I appreciate greatly. Um, and I feel like it knew what it was, which is a real strength with movies like these. So that's really all I have to say. Fine movie. I guess I'd recommend it. I don't know. I'm just obligated to talk about it because it's who I am. Thank you for watching. I have other reviews that I've done recently, so go check those out if you're interested. Subscribe if you want. I do video essays and reviews and music stuff, and I talk about books. I do all kinds of things here. That is all. Goodbye.